Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. Today we have another quick Fashion Wars 2 style video. This time we'll be covering the Wings of Ascension. If you guys frequent PvP, then you know that this is one of the core components for making the Ascension, or the PvP legendary Backpiece, but for today we're just going to focus on the Wings of Ascension themselves. And yes, you did hear me right, this is a PvP Backpiece, so we will need to play competitive PvP or the Guild Wars 2 PvP League in order to unlock the components necessary to make this skin. Additionally, each one of the 4 components required for this skin are skins of their own. That's not to say that you're going to necessarily want any of these other skins, but everybody likes to do Fashion Wars a little bit differently, so I thought I'd mention that here as well. To get started, let's first click on the crossed swords up in the top left corner of the screen. And this just to show some UI so you guys can familiarize yourself with the overall goal for this skin. Firstly, by clicking Enter PvP Lobby, you will be transported to the Heart of the Mists, where you can try out some PvP builds. Not only can you face off against some AI-controlled versions of each of the professions in-game, but there are also plenty of golems that you can wail on so you can see your damage numbers. In addition to being a great place for you to familiarize yourself with the profession you're playing or the build that you're using, the Heart of the Mists also has a bank, trade post, merchant, you name it, pretty much anything that you would get from a capital city or Lion's Arch. Not that that's necessarily anything to do with getting this skin, I just thought I'd mention it. Looking back at the PvP UI, you will also see an unranked and ranked queue. Now, if you're new to PvP, again, definitely play as many unranked games as you feel comfortable playing before going into competitive, as people take it much more seriously in competitive. After you feel comfortable with your profession and you've won several unranked games, you're starting to feel a bit better about Guild Wars 2 PvP, go ahead and click on the ranked queue, and that's actually how we get started with the Wings of Ascension. Now, I should say that there will be 10 placement matches that you'll have to complete before you can start working on this. But after you've been placed, you'll be able to continue playing the ranked matches and slowly working on sort of its own reward track. Now, if you've played PvP before or you saw my Volcanus video, then you kind of know how PvP reward tracks typically work. But put simply, you basically just pick a reward track that you're interested in, and as you play games, you'll start to progress those tracks. Every so often, on each PvP reward track, there'll be some loot tied to it, usually some PvE loot, and obviously this is to get PvEers to come play some PvP every now and again at least. The PvP League reward track is similar, but definitely not the same. Rather than choosing your rewards, these are predetermined, but don't worry, as these are some pretty good rewards if you want to invest some time in PvP. Whenever you win or lose a ranked match, you'll get a certain number of pips determined on your performance in that match, and once you have enough pips, you'll unlock a chest. Now, if you open up the PvP UI and you click on the second tab, you can see the PvP League season. At the very bottom of this UI, you'll see a chest with your current progression, and it says current rewards, but right next to that, it says all rewards. So click all rewards, and you'll be able to see all the chests that you'll need to complete in order to get the Wings of Ascension. You may notice that each chest has a few check marks or circles that you'll later have check marks in, and this is how many chests it takes to complete the overall reward track chest, if that makes any sense. For example, if you look at the Cerulean chest, it has 3 circles above it. You will need to complete this reward track 3 times before you could advance to the next chest, Jasper. This continues on all the way until the end, and you will be able to repeat that last chest for the remainder of the season if you want to maximize your rewards. The part of the reward track that we want to focus on is the last circle above every chest. If you hover over each one of these circles, you'll be able to see the rewards tied to each one. Looking at the last circle for each one of these chests, you'll notice that in addition to many other rewards, you'll also get some PvP League tickets. It's these League tickets that we'll need to buy each one of the 4 crafting components required for the Wings of Ascension. The amount of PvP League tickets it takes to complete the Wings of Ascension is the exact number of League tickets that you'll have if you complete every single chest 1 time. That's every part of that chest reward track, not just one chest. So you will have to complete all of these in order to get enough tickets to get each part. Once you have the required tickets to buy one of these parts, just head over to the League vendor. This is the vendor that is right next to the trade post and the regular vendor. And once you're here, you just need to turn in those PvP League tickets for the Recruits, Veterans, Champions, and Elite Wings of Glory. Now, I stated that you will need to complete all of those chests in order to get the required number of tickets for all 4 parts, but in total, this will cost you 100 tickets in order to complete. Once you have all 4 parts in your inventory, head back to Lion's Arch, and as you might have guessed, we're headed towards the Mystic Forge. Simply combine these 4 parts in the Mystic Forge and you'll have your Wings of Ascension. And that, guys, is all there is to getting this skin unlocked. To avoid doing an entire video on how to be better at PvP, we're just gonna call it there. But just as a little bit of an aside, this took me about 2 weeks to complete, and all I had to do was play PvP for about 4 hours a night, and that wasn't even every single day of the week. That was about 4 days a week for 2 weeks, so it wasn't even that long. And at the end of my 10 placement matches, I was about Silver 2, and I'm only about a Silver 3 now. What I'm trying to say, guys, is you don't have to be a PvP master to get these skins. Also, as a tip for newer players, if you already have a build set up in PvP, meaning you've already played a bunch of unranked matches, you are comfortable with your class and the build that you've chosen, well, you can actually queue for unranked or ranked PvP anywhere in the game. So you don't have to go to the Heart of the Mists, but I do recommend going there if you're a newer player. If you've already got a build picked out, then you'll be able to run around the game and do whatever you want. Just know that when that PvP queue goes off, you're gonna have to leave at least long enough to play a match. I hope that some of you guys out there that are kind of locked down on PvE content, give PvP a try, even if it's just to get this skin, because I'll tell you, I never really thought that I would enjoy PvP, but after about 2 solid weeks, I find myself queuing up just for fun now, even though I already got the reward that I wanted. Also keep in mind that while you're doing these competitive matches, you're actually still progressing your regular PvP reward tracks. So in addition to all of the other rewards that you're gonna get out of this, you'll also still be progressing those reward tracks as well. If you have a dungeon that you'd like skins for, if you have a map that you would like currency or items from, you can still work on PvE while doing this. I know that a lot of you guys will probably just say, oh, it's PvP, I don't want to, but hey, hopefully you at least enjoyed the video, I suppose. Anyway, guys, to anybody out there who wants these skins, I hope I helped you get them. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.